Hi everyone, happy Monday, and it is May Day, which means in the UK it is a bank holiday. So I hope everyone is having a lovely day off work, if you are lucky enough to have the day off work, and having a nice time. Now we have this very pretty picture from the Johanna Basford planner. Now I've done this quite a few times before, including the Chris Cheng tutorial, which is so amazing. I'm not going to try to replicate that, but what I thought I would do was use my Pasteltint pencils for a majority of the page. Maybe not all of it, maybe, I haven't quite decided. I have got some really good Cores pencils, which are really pretty. And they sharpen to a really fine point, which is extremely useful for this really teeny tiny picture. But I decided to use the Pasteltints purely because I think more people have them. The Cores ones, I'm not sure how easy they are to buy in the USA. I think they are, but they're a very budget brand. Very good value for money. Now I'm going to start with the Savannah, and I'm going to colour. I haven't decided on what I'm doing for the whole page, but I've decided I'm going to colour all of the leaves the same colour. So I'm just going to start doing that. Now this is quite pale, isn't it? Obviously because it's pastel. Oops, that's me pressing too hard, trying to get more colour out of the pencil than it's willing to give me. So yeah, I've just picked this shade because I felt it would go nicely with most shades of colour, but mainly I'm thinking that the flowers I might do in sort of pretty pinks and purples. We've got a lot of those in the Pasteltint set, and I thought this colour would go well with them, and it wouldn't dominate because I think we want the pretties to dominate the page. So I'm just going to colour all of the leaves. I am trying to fade slightly towards the tips of the leaves, but it's a bit difficult because it's such a pale colour. I still want it to look like I've actually put some down on the page, so you may not even see, and with these smaller ones I'm not going to worry. So I'm going to colour through. I was watching an interesting video this morning, and it was a sort of day in the life of, and it was Sarah Renee Clark. I don't know how many of you follow her, probably a lot of you. She's very popular, and I was fascinated by it. Firstly, by how long she spends making a thumbnail, or not colouring in the day, you know. And at one point she says, oh, I've been colouring and I need to take a break from it because it's my job. And I felt really sad in a way, because colouring is my job too, you know. It's my only source of income now is from my videos, and but I never feel like I need to take a break from it, like in that sense. So I felt a bit sad for her in that, you know. But I was also fascinated by the fact that she had a team of 4 people, and I was like, wow, that would be so useful. I don't know how on earth she can make enough money to pay 4 salaries, but I've just started colouring there. It's not actually a leaf. I'm just going to pretend I didn't. But to have someone to help you with doing the sort of artwork and the editing would be amazing. But anyway, I was thinking, shall I share my typical day with you on a weekday? So on a weekday, my alarm, well, I get up at 6:15. My alarm goes off at 6 to make sure everyone gets out of the door on time. But I usually wake up at 5:45. I grab my tablet beside the bed, and I get straight onto Instagram, and I start looking at hashtag Johanna Basford, hashtag Rita Berman, hashtag Hannah Carlson for inspiration. And every picture I see inspires me in some way or another, so I find myself liking and commenting on everything. I feel that if the picture has inspired me, and for any reason at all, it deserves to have a comment, so I do that. And I may also nip onto YouTube and reply to my comments on there. I always think if someone is kind enough to leave a comment, it it should be replied to. Although my son says, Mum, X YouTuber gets 1 million comments a second, or whatever it might be. You can't possibly reply to all of those. I'm like, well, no, but I don't, so I can. And then it's time to do the family chores thing. So I'm up 6:15. I get up, in the shower, get the excuse me, get the my one son, I have to call him to get him out of bed. The other one's usually downstairs by then. Then switch on my computer and maybe check my email if I get half a minute, but otherwise 6:45 it's downstairs, make the breakfast and the lunch boxes and everything else. Then I have a bit of time between when my boys leave at 8. There's usually not much time to do much before then. But my husband doesn't leave till 9:15. So that's when I do my admin-y stuff sometimes, because I finish checking my emails and dealing with those. I might watch a few YouTube videos in the background while I'm doing other things. I sort of put my 7:15 video would have come out by then, so I just let people know that it's there. So I post on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, Pinterest, and also on my Facebook channel I put out a picture every night and I post that onto Instagram in the morning. And I also post on Instagram my short from the night before that I've put up on YouTube, because I put it up as a reel on Instagram and often as a TikTok as well. So I do all that. And then if I've got any videos that I'm in the middle of editing, I might work on that. Or if I haven't got anything like I didn't this morning, I will finish some colouring. I was in the middle of colouring a picture, so I could just chill and finish that, which was nice. And started another one, which was a buddy colour. Or also this morning I had to quickly send a birthday card, so I did that, got that ready to send. I didn't go out to post it because husband would have panicked if I'd gone out, because he's expecting a parcel, so someone's got to be in to receive it, and he needed to get ready to go, and he would have been worrying about listening for the door. So I didn't go out and do that. I still haven't done that yet. So that was that. Then when my husband left, I started recording. So that's what I try and do first thing in the morning if the children aren't here. So I've already recorded a video, and this is my second one. So that's fun. I do like this part. And then once I've run out of things to say, voice or inspiration. Now, colouring never feels a chore, but colouring in front of a camera and having to talk you through what I'm doing, sometimes I feel like I run out of things to say. I run out of energy for talking, which my family would laugh at. It's hard to explain, but so I I will stop when I feel like it's the right time, or sometimes my voice fades because I've talked too much, so there's that possibility as well. So once I'm sort of made, or if there's a time constraint for me as well, because like today, for example, my children are coming home at lunchtime, or at least one of them is. The other one hadn't decided if he was coming home or staying at college. So once they're home, I don't tend to record at the moment, because they're revising for exams and they need supervision. My one son, he doesn't concentrate very well. He needs me to be on his back all the time saying, is it time for you to take a break? Are you taking a break, or are you distracted? If you're taking a break, then, you know, take a proper break. Don't take a half break. You know, actually put your pen down and move your eyes away from your book and take a break, or get some work done. So I have to be doing that sort of thing all the time, so I can't be out of the room. As I record in a separate room, it means that I don't disturb everybody. I'm too shy to record in front of people. Sounds really silly, but I don't know. Anyway, it's just me. So that's that. And so in the afternoons, if they're home like today, I'll be editing videos. So I will have to take the film off the camera, put it onto my computer. That takes quite some time. Then as it comes through, I edit the photograph of the final thing. Just crop it and change how it looks so that it actually looks like it really looks, because it tends to look wrong. The colour isn't quite right. Maybe it's my screen, but anyway, I try and, like, the white will look a bit grey in the background and things like that, so I just brighten it and make it look a bit better. I always think it looks better anyway, and do that, and then make the thumbnails. I see how much trouble Sarah Annie Clark goes to making her thumbnails. I don't have a little bit of software that I use which makes it a lot easier and quicker, because I really don't like doing graphic design. You can probably tell by my thumbnails, but the software I've got makes it a bit easier. So I'll make the thumbnails, and then once the files have come in, I can then actually edit the file. It doesn't normally need much editing unless the doorbell rings or the phone rings or something. I just stick a picture at the end and get that exported. While it's exporting, there's not much to do, so oh dear, I have to pick up a colouring book and do some colouring. Hee hee, yay. So that's rather fun. Now I'm just choosing my next colour. I think I've done all the green. I may be very wrong. What I've decided is that I would like to do the centre of the flowers, all the flowers in the same colours. I think it'll make it a lot easier, bring it all together. So I'm just picking a colour for the centre, and I'm trying to decide, do I do it lighter or darker than the rest of the flowers? I think darker is a bit more realistic. I think I'm going to use, I tend to use this colour a lot, the Tickle Pink for the flower centres. Now I'm just trying to make sure all the flowers are in shot. They're not. We've got a few up here by the watering can. There we go. So yeah, while my videos are exporting, I can colour. So I might have a buddy colour on the go. I'm going to match this one into. I might just be colouring things for myself. I might be finishing something that I started in a video. I might be trying to finish a book. There's all sorts of things, reasons and choices to make, and it's lots of fun. I'm going to do that one in that colour too. And then once the video has finished exporting all of them, because I usually do a batch, I might have to make a compilation video for my members. So if a video is in several parts, I'll glue them together in one big video. Now that export can take a really long time, but my husband's buying me what I'm waiting in for the post today. My husband's bought me something that he thinks is going to speed everything up. So we'll see if it works. Anyway, so I export those, and then I have to upload them onto YouTube. That doesn't take too long. They can just do that, sit in the background once I've put all the info there. And then when it comes to the sort of, then about 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock I have another video go up, and I make a decision some days as to whether I can premiere it or not. I do like premiering videos. I've just found some leaves. I get a chance to chat to anyone who's around. And I only do it on the 3 o'clock because the 7:15 I'm eating my breakfast. So, oh, there's a bit more there. So I make a decision if I'm sort of available and whether I can do it. It depends on a lot of factors. If my mum's due to phone me, then I don't do it. If the children are needing help, I don't do it. So I haven't been doing it lately because they've been needing a lot of help with their A-levels coming up. Their exams are in May and June. So after that, things will change a little bit. But anyway, so then I put those up on YouTube. Yeah, if it's 3 o'clock time, I will tell people about my 3 o'clock video as well. And at that point, if I'm on the computer doing admin-y type stuff, I'm going back then to check any comments I've had, any things like that. I'm picking a colour, but I'm not sure. Yeah, jellybean. So I check for comments on Instagram, on, this is the jellybean, on my videos, on Facebook, all those places. So keep up with that sort of admin side of things. But I'm usually doing it with a pencil in one hand No, I can't type with a pencil in my hand, but you know, nearby, so it doesn't take long. And then sort of then, I guess towards that time of the day I'm getting tired. You think I've been awake since 5:45, I'm getting tired, and I know I've got to cook tea later, so I tend to slow down a bit. I'm going to do that flower centre. This is the tickle pink, and sort of starting to plan what I'm going to cook, and doing a bit more relaxed colouring by then. And then in the evenings I tend to just, usually I watch quizzes. I like Pointless and Richard Osman's House of Games. I watch those on my computer or tablet so that I can still be sitting at my desk and I can be colouring. So that's my sort of chilled colouring time. The children don't tend to work in the evening, so I can just, you know, do whatever I want, colour to my heart's content, and that's rather fun. So and then at about 8 o'clock I tend to stop. I get really tired, and I tend to then go on Instagram again, like I do first thing in the morning, and have a little look at all the pictures and stuff, because I'm too tired to colour myself. I have a look at what other people have been doing, catch up with what people have been putting up on Instagram, which is rather fun. And then I tend to play a bit of Candy Crush. And that is my typical day. So I don't always anymore go for a walk, which I'm going to start incorporating back into my day. Once the children are finished their exams, I won't have to be in when they're working. Well, they won't be working until they start university in September, and I want to try and loosen the reins. I'm going to find it really hard as a helicopter parent to let them just get on and not to bother them, but you know, but I'm going to, my plan is to find a bit more time each day to go for a walk again. I used to manage it before, so a walk a day, even if it's only short, on a weekday, and also also find time to do a bit of yoga. I've got an app with yoga on, and some of them are only 10 minutes. There's no real excuse, and I know that I can do them without changing. So, or I could, another idea for the holidays is to get up and do yoga in my pajamas before I have my shower, so that it's done first thing in the morning. I've got a little exercise box ticked, you know, that's sort of done and dusted for the day, and it will wake me up and I will be feeling more stretched. I find that when I do yoga, I sit much more straight at my desk, so that's got to be good for me. And my frozen shoulder has been improving, so I feel that it's definitely a thing I should be doing. So the weekends are very different because everyone's home. Sometimes I record still, but I don't always. And I've also started, I was taking a day a week off from recording and editing and things like that, and just trying to see it as a day off. It's because I don't feel like I've got a job, so I don't feel like I need a day off, and the weekends don't feel like days off because the children are here revising and I'm sort of focusing on trying to help them. So I decided to take a day off in a day off in the week when I don't do very much. This is a periwinkle blue. I'm going to use it for all the dragonflies' wings and bodies. I think they just look quite cute. Now I'm going to try and press quite hard with this because I'm going to use some pastel in the background of this page, and I want the blue to shine through the pastel. I'm sure there's another one, there is. So I need to burnish it a bit down into the paper. That's what I'm doing. Do the butterfly the same. Yes, I've been taking either a Wednesday or a Thursday off when the children are at college. So I, Ladybird, I think for consistency's sake, for all the insects being the same colour, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe it's weird. Right, I'm going to come in closer to do the the watering can, and then we're going to get some pastels on the page and sort of pretty it up a bit. We've got a grey, 2 greys in this set. I'm going to use the winterberry because it's a colder grey, which I think matches the theme better than the peach rose, which is slightly grey, but you can see it's a bit brownish, apricotish. Yeah, so I take a day off when I'm not recording or anything, and because it means that I can just have a day to myself and feel like I am just colouring all day, and it's just such a relaxing luxury, you know, and I don't have to do, there's no editing to be done because I've done it all the day before and I'm not recording, so there's none sitting there going, you've got to edit. And editing isn't that bad, but it's just not as much fun as colouring. And I just, you know, all jobs have bits that aren't so much fun. And what I really would love to have is an employee who can do my editing and my social media. Although social media is a tricky one because I actually really like chatting to people on social media or seeing what people have done, or just, you know, leaving comments and things. But on the other hand, it can be quite time consuming when I'm posting my own things, like putting my video up on TikTok. Things like I don't really do TikTok, but I just do it to see whether, to spread the colouring message really. Okay, we're gonna do some, oh, wrong way, pastel work. I'm going to get a blank piece of paper and put it underneath like I did last week, so that it doesn't go all over the side of the book and make a big mess, because I am that messy person. I'm just going to move my pencils out of the way as well. And grab my pastels. They're far away. These are the Mungyo soft pastels that I always use. I've got no idea if there are better or worse brands. These work for me, and they apparently are fairly good price, but I don't really know. Right, I am trying to think hard about what to do about this background. I want something quite soft and gentle. I don't want the... but I feel like this is very bland. And boring. So what should I do? I'm thinking I'd do something lighter in the middle and a nice dark bit around the outside, but what colour? I sort of want to do yellow because it's so dull, but I think that won't work. So I think I might go with these pinks. Look at this fluorescent pink. I'm just going to grab some of this pink. Look at it. Now, as always, I'm using these sponges, makeup pads, I guess they're called. I'm going to put this just all over the whole page. I'm not sure. I'm going to grab another pad to lean on. Now these have recently been washed, but the pastel stains them, but it doesn't matter to me because it doesn't come out, you know, it's a stain, it's not a bit of pastel left, so it's okay. And it means that I can keep reusing something rather than using a disposable pad, which is what I was using before, which then, you know, I have to keep throwing away, which I don't feel right about doing, you know. I prefer a reusable thing rather than filling up landfill. But it's a very personal decision. If you find it easier for disposable use, then that's fine, because you do have to wash these up. And sometimes I question whether when we're washing things an extra lot, is that actually helping the environment? I've missed one there though, and there. You know, how much bad do we do by putting this pastel that I'm into the water supply and all the soap that I use to get it out, and then I put it in the wash machine. Although I don't put them in on their own, I put them in with something else. They come in this cloth bag which you put in the machine so they don't get lost inside the machine. Sorry, that was my ring hitting the table, which is quite handy. And we're definitely brightening up the picture. It looks much brighter in real than it does on the screen though, but hopefully you'll see that it's being brightened up anyway. Now I'm going to hold the page at the top and do the bottom. So you can see I do a circular motion, but I don't really want a circular pattern on the page, so I try and sort of blend it in enough so that it disappears. So yeah, I found that vlog, as it was, Sarah N. Clark's, very interesting. That, you know, she spent so much time doing like admin and thumbnails and things like that, and I wonder, I mean, I guess it must be worth it because her videos are so popular, but you know, it's like, oh my goodness, I don't think I want to spend all my time doing that sort of thing. I want to spend my time actually doing the thing I love, and if that means I get less views, then I think that's okay. And I guess she tends to only put a video out once or twice a month maybe, and obviously I put them out twice a day plus a short sometimes. I think I'm going to run out of material for shorts at some point, but anyway, the shorts are interesting. I know some people really loathe them, and that's, I'm sorry, I don't watch them that much either. But they do bring new subscribers to the channel, which I think is nice because it introduces more people to colouring and to the channel. So, you know, the aim of my channel has always been to try and show the fun of colouring and get people looking at it and realising that you don't have to be Picasso to do art, or, you know, Chris Cheng or Cherry Colours or anyone else. You can just have fun and mess around with colouring pages. You don't have to be able to draw. I can't draw, you know. It's you can just, you know, have fun. Now I'm thinking, this looks like it's all about the background. You can't really see what's going on in the flowers. They look a bit dull. Right, I know what I'm going to do. Bear with me. Right, gel pens. We need some glitter on our design to make it look pretty. I'm just going to use, if I can find the right, make sure I get the right one, a light pink. Okay, and I'm going to add some glittery dots. I'm going to lean on a pad so that I don't spread. There's a very noisy street cleaner outside the window. I don't know if you can hear it. It's very rare for us to actually have our road cleaned by this sort of street cleaning machine. I'm going to go over all the sort of dots and things and sort of do the flower centres, I think, and the bits that I've done in slightly darker colour. I've realised how many of these I've missed out. I'm just going to go with them with gel pen anyway. Now you don't have to do this, it's completely up to you, it's your picture. Do what feels right for you. Yours might look stand out more than mine anyway. You might have decided not to do the background or something. So it's it's just, I feel like I need to just make the picture stand back out, because I think the pastels just overtook the whole page. There's always a risk with the background. I sometimes look at people's backgrounds and think it, you know, it took from the page, the background was too dominating, should we say, which is exactly what's happened here. And I am desperately trying to rectify it by adding some bling. Whether it works or not, who knows? But it's going to look shiny and pretty anyway, so maybe that's okay. I've got a lot of dots here and circles that I hadn't coloured in anyway, so it's quite a good exercise for finding those and just colouring them in. Now if you haven't seen Chris Cheng's amazing version of this page, I would go and have a look. Her watering can is sort of bronze. It's really lovely. And her flowers are just so pretty, but her videos take a lot of commitment, and I have to sort of be really in the mood for them and have a lot of time. Like, I find that 1 hour of video of hers, if I'm following along, takes me 6 hours to complete. Now, I'm sure that with my videos, it could be the same for some of you, because I know I'm really quick at colouring, but I'm sure, I hope it doesn't take you 6 hours to do an hour. It might, guys, it just depends how fast you are, but being a really quick colourist, I can't imagine how long it might take people who aren't so fast to do a Chris Cheng. So there are the centres and some more dots. It's probably really hard for you to see. I'm going to do another one. Oh, I didn't do the one on the watering can. Hang about. Now I'm thinking the green. I'm going to do something on the green. I'm going to do the tendrils in a pen. Okay, so these bits, I find these really difficult to draw. So this is effectively what I'm doing. Well, tracing, I suppose. So it's going to be a lot of concentration. I'm going to do that one. That was a bit messy, but I'm afraid that's what happens with me. If I wasn't so fast, I wouldn't be so messy, I totally know, but I get bored if I go too slowly. Yep, and that's not a good thing, I know, but if I want to enjoy what I'm doing, I have to go fast. I sort of have a problem with that. I have great satisfaction from finishing pages, and I do enjoy the process of colouring, some more than others, I'm sure that's true for everyone, but finishing them is yay, so good. And it means that sometimes I rush. What I tend to do with a page is I tend to start with the bit I like the best. This isn't so much when I film. I don't have a sort of method. I'm going to start there, I think, with that one line. But I tend to normally find one object on the page I really like and then work really hard and slow on making that look really nice. And then I start to progress through the page, and I sort of tend to leave the bits that I'm not so keen on till last, and then I sort of lose enthusiasm a little bit for them. But I'm trying to change that so that I sometimes leave the bits I like till last, so that I don't, you know, rush the end. There, I have had pages where I just didn't want to finish them because I had so much fun, but which is nice. But normally my desire to get things finished overtakes, and you know, I don't dither around on a page. I just get it done. And I think that's how I get so many pages from my completed pages. It's just my sort of urge to finish things, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but it can play on your mind sometimes too. You know, if you've got an outstanding picture, your brain's going, gotta finish it. And that isn't always nice, but it's just what I'm like. We all have different things going on in our heads. I mean, some people I know have lots of unfinished pages and they can just be happy with that. But my brain just won't let me. So at the moment, I've got 2 unfinished pages. This one and the one next door that I started while I was waiting for my husband to leave for work. And that's it. Oh, no, I'm lying. I've got a page from Rita Berman's spring book, which I started for a video, and I did a couple of little bits, I think a rabbit and something. I never finished it, but I put the book away, and I've just remembered I've got that page to finish too. And I've got one colouring page, a download that I haven't finished, where I did it for a video. Again, I did one picture from the download, sorry, and I haven't finished the rest. So yeah, I've got 4 whips, or work in progress for those of you who are new and don't know what whip means. People use the term a lot without thinking that it's, you know, people don't know what it means. And it isn't just a colouring term, I don't think. I don't know if it's an art term or just general, really. But yeah, I don't have many, but I might finish those now I've mentioned them, and they'll be nagging in my head now. I've remembered that I've got them to finish, but I've got a few other things to do first. So I'm the sort of person who could have a to-do list for their hobbies, you know, because I like to get things done, and I don't think it's a problem. Right, our watering can is my final challenge. It's got a lot of pink in places that I don't want it to from the pastel, so I'm just going to erase the pink from there, particularly, and there. It's not going to be perfectly erased, but just a bit so that it doesn't look really pink. Okay, and I'm going to use this pen. Oops. I'm going to drop the pen first. This is a Sakura Gellyroll, but it's number 700, and it's just a glitter, a see-through glitter. And I'm going to make the whole of this watering can glittery, and that's going to be my last bit of this page. I don't know how long I've blarred on for and whether I should have split this into 2 videos, but never mind. Hopefully you're still with me. I hope it was quite interesting hearing about my day and how very different it is to Sarah Rennie Clark's. I don't have a team of 4 people helping me. I just get on with it, but my editing software isn't that complicated. My editing doesn't have much thought put into it. It's just nice and quick so that I can get on with the things that I enjoy. I'm colouring over that, it's already got glitter on it. Okay, I am now going to tip this up to the camera so that you can see it properly and move that away. Look at that. See, if I hadn't put that there, that would have either been all over my desk or down the sides of these pages. So it makes a big difference. So here's the finished page, and let's tip it to the light so you can see the shiny glitter, and I think that has made quite a big difference in my head. It has made a big difference. Oh, there's that noisy thing going past again. But there we go. So there is the planner page for today, and as I say, it's May Day, so have a happy day. I don't know if it's a bank holiday in any other parts of the country. I'm looking on my calendar here and it says it's May Day in Australia, NT, Northern Territory, Labour Day in Australia and Queensland. I don't know if those are bank holidays. An early May bank holiday in Ireland and the United Kingdom, so we have our bank holiday today. So have a happy day, whether you're on holiday or not. Just have fun, find some time to do something relaxing and enjoy yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.